This week, we've travelled to sea houses on the Northumberland coast to see what extraordinary wildlife the northeast of England has to offer.
But sea houses isn't our final destination. Just out there, about 3 miles off the coast, is a small group of islands which are absolutely teeming with life. They can only be the Farne Islands.
We will be visiting Staple Island and Inner Farne, and getting close to the breeding colonies of Britain's best-loved seabirds. The islands are a place of sanctuary to a whole host of bird life, from the proud standing guillemot to the popular and almost comical puffin.
I'm just on the edge of Inner Farne, and as you can see behind me, there's lots and lots of puffins and gulls. The puffins really are just tiny little birds. You can see them just down here. One's just about to land. Puffins are the most numerous breeding bird on the Farne Islands, with over a staggering 55,000 pairs counted in 2003. They are found wherever there is enough soil for them to dig their burrows, even if it means digging one right under a path. Most of their lives are spent at sea, resting on the waves when not in flight. They are also superb swimmers and can catch several fish in one dive. Richard really wanted to capture their charming personality in his photographs, so let's see how he got on.
Just landed on the Farne Islands. We've got some puffins behind us. We've got the big lens on, so let's see what photos we can get.
Inner Farne allows for plenty of close encounters with the seabirds. Kittiwakes are a favourite among photographers, and it's easy to see why with their tameness and sweet nature. You'll also find some more familiar birds, like these mallard ducks who've decided to raise their young right in the middle of the island. They are, however, hugely outnumbered by another species of duck which nests here on the Farne Islands. If you look down here, there's one of the first nesting eider ducks, and as you can probably tell, they're extremely tame and not bothered at all by people. In fact, the eider ducks are so tame that they literally let the wardens lift them up to count the eggs underneath them. The handsome black and white males look completely different to the females, and they don't hang around the nesting site for long.
I've just seen the bridal guillemot there. They're the ones with the white line around their eyes. Just through there. See if we can get a good shot. The Farne Islands have not only served as a home for animals. Since the first lighthouse was built in the late 18th century, it, and those that have followed, have been manned continuously by those willing to risk much for the safety of others. I'm currently standing on the highest point of the Farne Islands, which is about 21 to 24 metres above sea level. And as you can see behind me, this was the site that was chosen to build the first modern lighthouse, which was built in 1809. Of course, those who manned the lighthouse have always had to share the island with a most inquisitive animal, the grey seal. We travelled on a ferry boat to get close to these magnificent animals.
So you can see behind us there's grey and common seals. Just been getting some really good photographs of them.
As the ferries return to the mainland and the day draws to a close, we sat by the harbour and reflected on the day's events, while we treated ourselves to freshly made donuts. Well, unfortunately that's all we've got time for on this week's episode of Students Go Wild.
But join us again next week when we'll be looking at more of Britain's greatest wildlife.
Well, fancy going to the chippy, Anna?
Yeah, if you're buying.